Hi there! I'm not discussing hate as in I hate pineapples on pizza, simply a dislike. Neither the word hate when used in the Bible to mean disavow allegiance to. Instead, I'm discussing hatred. Quoting John's first epistle 3:15, "Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer, and ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him." So anyone who has hatred toward another would either murder them or cause grievous harm if legal opportunity arose. Anyone who says they are incapable of such things is lying. We all are. Since hate pollutes the mind, we must all work to rein in our thoughts and attitudes. In fact, all hateful people are bad by definition. However, there is something we should hate: sin and evil, that and that alone. And people hating you is not a sign that you are a bad person. Quoting Luke 6:22, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake." A major problem today is people calling various groups hate groups, such as white nationalist groups, men's rights groups, and even Trump supporters or Republicans. Swastikas are unfairly demonized, along with the Confederate flag and sometimes also the Betsy Ross flag or even today's American flag. Never give in to these leftists. We need to counteract this garbage. If we don't, they'll just get more extreme and eventually change the laws to force their way down others' throats. Instead, leftists are often the haters. The only groups that should be labeled hate groups are those where all their members are committed to harming others, such as street gangs or ISIS. The owners of YouTube terminated thousands of video channels on account of what they deemed hate speech, including mine. But only around 1% of those channels should have been labeled as promoting hate. And they keep some video channels featuring content that is truly a harmful influence. YouTube is very corrupt. It's owned by the mega giant Google company, who manipulates algorithms to help bury websites they deem misinformation when such websites run counter to Google's leftist agenda. So hate is a common problem harbored by so-called normal people, not just drooling psychopathic outcasts as portrayed in horror films. Here are examples of hate. When in high school, I called a girl on the phone whom I found attractive. She started screaming, yelled at me to get off the phone, and threatened to call the police. At a later time, when I walked past her house on the way to school, she told her dog to sick him on me. Then once, while she was being driven by a guy at school, she yelled out "fag" to me. In Chicago, several black teens kidnapped a mentally impaired man just for voting Republican. They coerced him to drink from a toilet, attacked him with a knife, and filmed it. When my parents and I lived in a certain town, there was a no trespassing sign posted which warned of legal consequences. But this was not on private property. It was at the entrance to a regular subdivision. While my parents and I were walking through that area, a woman approached us in her car, shouting at my parents that we didn't belong in that area. Then she repeatedly drove back and forth to swerve toward us to try to scare us. Yet we were well dressed and of the same race as she. In India, society created an untouchable class and forces about 1 million people so designated to do the dirtiest, most dangerous jobs and for very little pay. No matter how hard they work, how intelligent they are, or how upstanding, they are trapped in that state by birth. They're completely shunned by all other classes. So most hateful people on earth are considered fine, upstanding citizens. But after this short life is over, there will be a reckoning from God. Quoting works of Shakespeare, "By heaven my heart is purged from grudging hate, and with my hand I seal my true heart's love." Richard III, Act 2, Scene 2. Scene 1. "I am a true laborer, I earn that I eat, get that I wear, owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good, content with my harm." As You Like It, Act 3, Scene 2. "In time we hate that which we often fear." Antony and Cleopatra, Act 1, Scene 3. "Love thyself last, cherish those hearts that hate thee, corruption wins not more than honesty." Henry VIII, Act 3, Scene 2. Yet although Christ taught us to love our enemies, the best thing is usually to put as much distance between yourself and haters as possible and cherish them from afar, preferably on the moon. Quoting Socrates, from the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Quoting the Buddha, the original Buddha, hatred does not cease by hatred but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Some people get agitated when seeing a spider and feel the urge to hunt down and squash it. Even that is hate if the spider is harmless. It too is a bad attitude that should be disposed of, since even spiders are God's creation. Even lying is a step toward hate. Quoting Proverbs 26:28, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it. When you lie to someone, you are manipulating and disrespecting them. And all unnecessary anger is a step in the wrong direction. Think on these things.